Just skipping from one thing to the next without turning on the camera, I guess. This is what's going on now. Yeah. And then I got some of that done. I fucked all that up, but that's a big piece of metal that I don't want to start over on because that's money, and it's gonna work, and it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. It's underneath the car. At this point now, if I nitpick every single thing, I won't get it done. And I know I understand that there's a right way of doing things, a wrong way of doing things. I think this is still the right way of doing things. It's just not as good as it can be. But it's as good as I guess I could make it at the time, rather than going back and re-scrapping the whole thing and starting over again. You know, 3 kids, 12-hour shifts. I have a limited amount of time, so I got to pick and choose my battles. But long story short, I don't think it's that bad, and I'm rolling with it. So I got the trunk, driver's side. I'm gonna obviously contour this, finish out the rockers. I decide that I'm going to cut all that out that I did a few years ago because I'm not happy with it. So I'm definitely going to cut that out. And then all of this has to be made. All this bracing was all rotted out. That's the big time killer with this car, is that everything was rotted out. It's not just the floors, it's everything. So the Jeep, bought this Jeep. Pulled the carpets out because they're nasty. There's dog hair and this and that. I'm still debating whether or not to buy new carpet. I would like to just clean this up, but there's like a wear spot. This is where the front your front feet go, or your feet go when you're working the pedals, the front seat. And it was worn through, and I thought, well, that looks deeper than just a wear in the carpet. Well, yeah, cut the floor out. It was all rotted in here. It's fine everywhere else. Found a speaker, found a sub underneath the seat. That's coming out. All the rest of the floors are fine. I think what it was is this shit here was all up in there, and it was all rusted underneath it. So it's leaking from somewhere, whether it be the top or whatever. I'll find that out, but it was retaining the water right in here. It was worse like in this area here, and it was rusted all the way up to there. So, and then there was a spot back here. This doesn't look thin enough to where I'm going to cut it out, but I'm going to have to make a panel basically from here back. I'll do that with the bead roller, but I bought a pan for the rest of it. And I'm just gonna lap weld it in. This is where the pan meets up, and I'm gonna start shaving that off, priming it, and then I'm just gonna lap weld. I've got some seam sealer. Sometimes your good deeds don't go unnoticed, I guess. This is free. This is free. Free, and where'd it go? I've got seam sealer. There it is. Free. I also have, I'm gonna pick up some of the Evercoat, the Kevlar stuff that I used on the Charger. I'm gonna pick that up for free. I've got a bag of it waiting on me. So, the engine, I got it cheap. The guy was selling it because it was knocking. Pulled the pan off. He spun a bearing. Tried to put a new bearing in it just so it would last me the winter, and that didn't work. I knew it wouldn't work, but I wanted to try it anyway, I guess. So I've got another engine coming. I got it from. If you ever try to buy a remanufactured engine, good God, it's like a racket. There's 8,000 companies. You try to get it from Jegs, it comes from ATK. You try to get it from a Jeep place, it comes from ATK. You try to get it from AutoZone, it comes from some other place, but they're all basically big manufacturers. So I looked at there's a place called Powertrain Products, and they told me 6 weeks. And that was after I ordered it, which it didn't say 6 weeks as advertised for the engine. So I emailed them, told them I wanted a refund. There was no problem. They sent it back. And I called another place. He said 10 to 15 weeks because they had no cores. So I ended up spending about $600 more and ordering off the Jeep site, Quadratech or whatever. They get theirs from ATK, and hopefully, I got the email. They said it's going to ship on the 20th. So we'll see if it ships. If it does, thank God, we'll get this back together. That Jeep I'm going to drive over the winter time, and then I'm going to sell it in the spring because I'm not a Jeep guy. But that's going to be my ticket to paying off the old lady's car and maybe getting a Challenger one of these days. I always wanted a Challenger, a new one, 6-speed, Plum Crazy. Always wanted Plum Crazy. I actually considered painting this Plum Crazy if I wasn't going to go with the Christine look, but purple was always my thing. So price wise, I know other guys on YouTube have the same interest and have the same problems. Price wise, Challengers are just crazy. They're crazy money, and I'm really gonna have to work for it. So this will help me out in that aspect. But yeah, that's still floating around. That's up in Wyoming, Montana, somewhere up there. Still driving, still on the road, still cruising. That 6-cylinder, the straight 6, is still running, and he drives it constantly. So I just want to give you guys an update and let you know what's going on. It's been a while since I had a video up. I saw SRT put one up, so I figured, well, maybe I should try and do something. Instead of cleaning the garage, I put a video up. So, all right. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.